be paradise. Rocking into the parking lot.
Hey guys.
You already have your what's the name? Okay. Maine.
For this one?
Yeah.
They have some points, some thoughts. Something we easily would be able to discuss. So, anything
Oh. I don't know if you needed to bring something up. 30 seconds.
Come on in the room. Come on in the room.
5 seconds.
What's up, y'all?
All right. All right. What's up, everybody?
Hey.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of My Marriage is Dope podcast. I am your host, Shannon Austin, and I'm here with my co-host,
Yes. Big Cheryl in the building.
Big Cheryl in the building. Good to see you guys.
Hey, y'all.
Good
Thanks
to
for
see
coming.
You know,
Love being with y'all. Can we say that word? You put the word up there.
I think you can say the word.
Can you?
I mean, I think you can type the word. I don't know if you can say the word.
Okay. We'll see if we don't get banned.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, hey, we are here with an extremely tenuous episode.
Tenuous.
Tenuous.
What's tenuous? Some people might not know what tenuous means.
I don't know the Webster's definition of tenuous, but it's stressful.
Stressful.
It's
Yeah.
like it's like pressure,
It's
stress,
yes. Stress.
and
Hey, y'all.
hey, we here though. We here.
We here. What makes it stressful?
Um, it's not what you think. The topic that you would like to discuss today is not, for me, is not a stressful topic at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, not at all. As somebody we know says, 100%.
Oh, okay.
100%.
All right. We're glad to be here. So since it's not a stressful topic for you, then
Well, I didn't know where you might want to go with this, so I'm going to allow you to just take the lead.
oh, that is so
Right. You
interesting.
take the lead. Take us where we need to
Take
go,
us
man.
where we need to go.
These people looking at us like, what
what
is
is
going
going
on?
on? This is what it looks like when it's stressful. Um, I did a post, and I don't know if some of y'all saw the post that I had said something about a BJ. Oh, sorry, I said something about a BJ, and people may have thought that I was being funny, and it may have come off like that, but I was really serious. Because this is a topic that is plaguing so many marriages, and not just the BJ, but the topic itself and all that it entails, the intimacy,
The physical
the
intimacy.
physical intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
And but a lot,
Y'all, we're gonna be editing ourselves a whole lot,
I know, because
so
we're trying not to get,
we don't get banned on nobody's platform. So,
but this is a very important,
but y'all read between the lines,
yeah,
please.
yeah, this is a very important subject matter, um because a lot of, and when you say this to women, it's hard for some absolutely get it. They're like, yes, I love to do it. So many are having a challenge with doing it regular. Like they'll say, oh, on Valentine's I'll do it, on my husband's birthday I'll do it. And I just, I want women to understand that there are anomalies. Okay. So I can't say all men, but dog on it for the heterosexual men,
Mm.
99.
Don't say the word, huh?
What? Heterosexual? Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
for the straight men, 99.9% want to experience the BJ, right? And so I just want to talk about some challenges, right? Why are some people having challenges? And then one of the things that we talk about with people, period, whether we're on a stage or we're in a session, is empathy, because the empathy allows you to step outside of your shoes and to step into your spouse's shoes, which so many people have a hard time doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so for us, I remember one time, I had said to you early on in our marriage, don't nobody want that in their mouth.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't right now. Here's the thing, and Shannon will attest to this. Even though this subject matter was a challenge for us, I never withheld. I'm not a withholder. He's experienced it throughout our whole marriage. That's not an issue for us. But internally, it was a challenge for me. And for me, it was a challenge because of how the subject matter was introduced to me in an unhealthy way at the age of 9. You understand? So for me to say that, that's the root, that's the core of why I felt like that about that subject matter. And so even though it did not affect me blessing you in that way,
Blessing.
you could tell the difference when I'm doing it because it's like it's a task.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me just get it over with. It's something he wants done. Or because for me, like we need to be emotionally connected.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just throws me off.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a lot of stories for a lot of women. That story is other women's story,
As well it should be.
right? And so being sensitive to the fact that some people came into a physical act in a traumatic way. Once you make a decision to get married, we can't be everything and not be that to our husband. Right? And so, just being able to allow ourselves to open up and do the work, or if it's too hard for you to do the work on your own, to seek therapy, to get the work done, to understand what it will take for you to connect in a physical, intimate way with your spouse, because people are out here suffering. like, People are saying, I'm out here fighting for my life. The brothers are out here fighting for their life. And we cannot water it down and say it's not a big deal.
Well, can I say something? Can I?
Of course.
Oh, okay. So, first of all, I want to say that one, I was being facetious earlier, but that is a blessing. Let me tell you why. Because I brush my teeth
Mm-hmm.
and I scrape my tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I do that, I gag.
You do.
Like, wretch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like it is something that I want to, when I'm doing my oral hygiene and brushing my teeth and all that, I want to get that over with as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just causes me, it's like no one wants to do that. So when you're someone that cares about you in that way, your woman cares about you in that way and is doing that for you,
Mm-hmm.
that's you should count that. See, you should count that as a blessing. There is a mindset, unfortunately, uh, um supported by the adult entertainment industry,
Mm-hmm.
that says that women are supposed to enjoy that naturally. Like, it's just supposed to be just automatically. It's like, if you are a normal woman, that is something that you should learn and enjoy.
And that's just not the case.
That is just not the case. It's just not the case. It's not realistic.
It's not realistic.
It's not realistic.
The industry has tainted, and this is why I don't know if you could say the corn.
You can't.
You can't.
That's why I said what I said. Adult entertainment.
Adult entertainment. Okay. That's why adult entertainment is ruining so many marriages, right? I'm telling you, because it does something to you. It causes you to look at your spouse in a certain way, right? So he not hung like an elephant. You like, dang, right? It's in your brain. It's in your brain, and you're seeing the reaction of the woman and the man, and you like, dang, if you're not getting that reaction, you're looking like something's wrong. When it's not, it's a script. It's just like you watch the Cosby Show. It's a script. They stick to the script. You understand? So, you know, being excited that we have this thing, down our throats. Now, mind you, there are some women who love it, right? So, who love to do it, but there are some who don't, and I guess those are the ones that
They get the grief
that we're talking to today, because the brothers, your husband wants you to do the work so that they don't have to experience it once a year. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Listen, what I had to learn, did I learn to love it? No, I did not. I did not. But what I did do, I learned to love how it makes Shannon feel, the reaction that he gets. Right? So it's one of those things where it's like fake it until you make it for some people. For some, kudos to you. Kudos to you. But for others, you really do. You have to act like you love it. You got to act like you love it. And I will say this, because one of the things that I have realized for myself and talking to other wives, when they are connected to their spouse, it just makes it so much easier. You're like, I'm not thinking like, oh, I have his peen in my mouth.
You have to.
I said peen.
I know, but you still, you can't. Why can't you talk around it?
Well, what I'm supposed to say? Peen is not, that's not going to be banned.
Right. I'm just saying, why do you even tiptoe to the line?
Because I'm a tiptoer.
Well, you said that. I didn't.
And so, you know what I'm saying? So you just, I don't know if we should have done this subject. It's too much trying to think of the right words, and it's just too much. Just want to talk. I just want to talk. Just want to say the thing.
Right. You just want to say the
Just want to
thing.
say the thing.
So can we pivot?
Sure.
I did not want to do this today.
I know you didn't.
I did not.
I'm surprised we're doing it.
I just. It's just been a heavy emotional time over the past, I don't know, a week or couple weeks or and then I wonder because we are, we're headed to down to Florida this week to present to um, to at a retreat, and I'm wondering if this is an attack, like to really throw us off and have us not be connected and have just beefing, like not beefing but beefing, like just having just art and not even sometimes knowing where it's coming from, but just knowing that it's there and managing the conflict and managing the stress associated. It's difficult for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then stuff that happened at work and like so Jeremy reached out to me, just on our regular communication,
Mm-hmm.
our baby bro, Jeremy Anderson. And Jeremy reached out to me and we was just talking about something. He said something, he was saying something, he was saying something in response to something I said.
Mm-hmm.
And then he mentioned the 4 agreements. And the 4 agreements is why we are sitting in front of this camera right now.
Mm. Okay.
Is why we are doing this podcast episode right now. It's because of the 4 agreements. What are the 4 agreements? 4 agreements are: be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we use the 4 agreements in our coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Like we still do use that as a fundamental set of tools that will allow you to navigate
Mm-hmm.
relationships, period, but then challenging times in those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And I threw all that ish out the window.
Mm.
I didn't do none of the 4. Today, specifically, this morning, I didn't do none of the 4. I was ready to not do this episode shoot. And we have it on the calendar. We talked about doing it. We talked about the topics that we were going to discuss. And I did not want to do it. I did not want to do it. I wasn't going to do it. Then you had shared some stuff with me earlier that I just didn't like. I didn't like your approach. I didn't like what you said. I didn't like nothing about it. And so what I was doing was taking what was said personally. Then on top of me taking it personally, I made assumptions about your thought process, which I tend to do. Some of those assumptions are right, but the book says don't ever do them. Just don't do it. Don't make assumptions. Get the facts and trust the facts that you receive from whomever it is that you're dealing with. But don't assume you know what they're thinking, you know where they're coming from, you know what their motivations are, you know all of that. Don't do that. Don't make assumptions. And then always do your best. We have dedicated ourselves, our lives. We have dedicated our lives to helping people grow in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And I was about to deny the people whatever wisdom and knowledge and information and research that will help them grow in their relationships. I was about to deny the people that because I was not doing my best.
Mm-hmm.
My best would say, get out your feelings. You got work to do. You got people to help. Somebody's marriage could be hanging in the balance, hanging on the teetering on what we call the precipice
Mm-hmm.
of failure.
Mm-hmm.
And you gonna be in your feelings
Mm-hmm.
and not show up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to show up, y'all. I did not want to do it. I did not want to do it. I wanted to curl up, be in my feelings, feel justified, all of that. I didn't want to be nowhere near Coach Shirley at all. And that damn Jeremy Anderson
Oh, God, use them.
mentioned that book, or that, he didn't mention the book, but he mentioned the 4 Agreements, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was in some old random, it was like he was responding to something. I was like, I asked a question or made a statement or whatever, and he was telling me something that he's working on, blah, blah, blah. Remember the 4 Agreements, blah, 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 so forth and so on. It was a drive-by. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I sat there for a moment and was like, what are you going to do with this information? And then Mason West jumped into my head.
Mm-hmm.
Mason, when we were on the prayer line, Mason said, when you come across information that you deem as valuable and usable information, use it immediately.
Mm.
Do not wait for it to be a process.
Mm-hmm.
Do not wait for you to have to think about it and mull it over and all of these different things. Nope. It comes to you. You recognize it as this is valuable and usable information. Use it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I had to do. Not I what is it? I stumbled across it again. It was brought to my memory, the 4 Agreements.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't something that was new,
Mm-hmm.
but I was reminded of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, oh, I gotta use this right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're sitting here.
I commend you. I commend you because I just knew that we weren't going to be sitting here. Um, I chose to prepare as if we did. I still did my hair, put makeup on, I did all the things. And but I was waiting for the, because we've been here before, and so I commend you. I really do. And y'all, listen, this is a testament to prayer working. And I'm not being funny. I'm so serious. That's why when I'm telling you, y'all keep prayer out of your life, you will see the fruit of that. You will see the fruit of that.
Say that again.
That if you keep prayer out of your life, you will see the fruit of that.
I hope they understood with that, because that's on some MC like rapping type stuff. If you keep prayer out of your life, you will see the fruit of it,
Yeah.
which is no fruit.
Right.
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 Which is crazy.
Which is no fruit.
That's a
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a bar. And thus, if you put prayer in your life, you will see the fruit of it. And Shannon said something key, and I have just been hyper aware of the enemy at play. And that's exactly what's happening. The enemy, every time we are on the cusp of something, we have to do something like important, the enemy comes in. What we allow, how we allow the enemy to wreak havoc, that is on us. And so I'm super aware of that. And that doesn't mean that you can't have, tough conversations, but how you handle it. And so I've been intentional about how I'm handling things and not allowing my emotions to get away with me for the most part, because I know is nothing but the enemy. And so, I am glad that we are here. But I want to ask you, because you opened the door. Um,
Oh Lord.
yeah. So you showed up for the people, but what does that look like, showing up for your marriage?
I didn't show up for the people.
You just told the people you showed up for
No,
them.
they just that's just a byproduct. They just getting the byproduct of me showing up for you. The four agreement one, as a matter of fact, I didn't even show up for you. I showed up for myself. Because the four agreements are not agreements you make with other people. You make those agreements with yourself that you are going to be impeccable with your word, that you are not going to take things personally, that you are not going to make assumptions, and that you are going to do your best. Right? So I hate to say it, but it don't really have nothing to do with you. And if I show up in that way, my marriage is going to benefit.
Right. So in that way, right.
Right?
Yes.
If I was like, oh, I don't want to disappoint Shirley, and I don't want to, oh, my baby is counting on me and all that. I was not thinking about that at all. I was thinking about what do you want the story to be said about you? I want that story to be said I was a man of my word. That I had integrity. That I was not emotional and in my feelings and taking things personal.
So this is why I said, so on one hand, listen, one thing that I'm coming to realize at 55 years old is that the hard conversations have to happen whether the other person wants them to happen or not. Now, the other person, how they deal with it, that's on them. But I've been avoiding hard conversations throughout our marriage, and I'm no longer willing to do that. And when it can't happen, I do go to prayer, right? But the reason why I asked you the question was because every time we pray, we touch each other. You just went to pray and you kept yourself to yourself. So when I hear you saying what you say here, like in real time, I'm processing, right? Because I'm like, okay, kudos for even being here, because I know that wasn't even going to happen. But that's why I said, so you did it for the people. But what does that look like for our marriage? Because it should have been, dear Heavenly Father, like we always do.
Right. I didn't want to touch you.
I know that.
Right. I didn't. I wasn't in that moment when we were having prayer and we were just about to go live. I had no desire to touch you at all. I knew that we needed to invite God into the space. I was not going to be a fool to think that I'm about to get up here on my own and wingy ding it and think that something good is going to come from it. But in my heart of hearts, now where my heart is now, is totally different. But in that moment, I had no desire to touch you. You could have offered me a BJ in that moment, and I would have been like, I'm good.
And that's the truth.
I'm good. Appreciate you.
He would have.
I'm
He
good.
ain't even lying on that. He would have.
Right? So, but that's the real work fight through. That's the real world fight through. Like, in the moment. Like, we're giving you guys a glimpse, really. And some people would say, y'all up there bleeding all on the people and airing your dirty laundry and all that. Listen, man, life is too short. You either feel me or you don't. Hand me that right back here. That blanket right there. You either rock with me. Yeah, you either rock with me or you don't. I'm spilling tea all over the place.
And listen, this
In
is
more than one way, right?
This is right. This is the reality. You know, Shanna and I don't do this work because we've arrived and we're just this perfect couple. We do this work because this is what God called us to do. God put us out here to do this. We never sought out to do marriage coaching and
Man, we were
being
trying to
out
sell
front. We
cake,
were trying
man.
to sell cake. We moved to Atlanta with our dessert company and our catering company, right? So there's that. Um, we have grown so much, right? So we went from holding grudges for weeks on end and not talking and shutting down and all the things to now being able in the same day to be able to address some things the next, the day or two or whatever the case may be. So we're here doing the work just like you all. That's just the bottom line. We still bump heads. We do. We just don't do it as much and we don't do it as intense and how we did it 15 years ago. It looks very, very different. But that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Right? So that's why, when people look at us and think that, oh man, y'all marriage, and it is. Like, praise God. But it's not something that you cannot obtain. It's not unreachable for you. It just takes some hard conversations. It doggone takes maturity. It takes self-discipline. It takes, like, there are certain tools, certain things that you have to put in your arsenal in order for you to actually experience what it is that you want to experience. And many people have a hard time with hard conversations. Been there, done it, still trying to push through to have it because it does not help to not have the hard conversations. And the more you have the hard conversations, the easier it actually becomes because hopefully we choose to create a safe space for one another. So when I come to you, you create a safe space that lets me know, okay, I could come to you again. When you come to me, I create a safe space that lets you know, okay, I could come to you again. It's not going to happen if you don't have the conversations and if you don't do the work. If you don't have the conversations and you don't create the space, then no, you're not going to have this peaceful, blissful environment that you are seeking. You're not going to have a marriage that doesn't feel like just this one long disconnection.
Mm-hmm.
And just, yeah, you got to put the work in.
So, we want, hey, just so you guys know, make sure that you are liking, subscribing to the podcast on YouTube. My Marriage is Dope podcast. Because the replay, even though we're behind the scenes on TikTok and YouTube, and Instagram, the replays will not happen there. So you have to go to see the replay, like to get the replay. Like, so what if you had to say, give me like two things that are takeaways from, because you're the one that introduced me to the 4 agreements,
Mm-hmm.
right? What about these agreements
Mm-hmm.
do you like resonates with you the most in your personal life? Like, when it comes to you.
In my personal life, definitely the not taking things personal and not, I was going between doing your best, but if you do your best, then that's all of them. So I'll say not taking things personal and making assumptions. Those are ones that have resonated with me throughout my life. The not taking things personal. Um, that was hard to break, and I'm still working on that. Because sometimes I still, of course, show up taking things personal. But because I have done the work and I am doing the work, now I will catch myself in the moment. I might say something, but I'll catch myself in the moment. And I'll ask myself, Shirley, okay, like I break it down. Are you taking this personal?
Mm-hmm.
I have to hear what you're saying or somebody else, what somebody else is saying, and see, is what I'm saying, am I getting defensive? Because a lot of people will make you feel like you're getting defensive because you have something to say when you're not getting defensive. That is a hard place to be,
Mm-hmm.
because you really in real time have to like assess the situation, like, dang, like, okay, am I getting defensive? And sometimes it's hard to know if you are or not.
Mm-hmm.
um and so those are the two that and taking things personal. That's what it looks like, you getting defensive,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you're taking it personal. You think it is an attack against you. And we have to be able to differentiate when somebody is sharing their truth and it's the truth, with somebody saying something and they're attacking you. The truth absolutely can feel like an attack depending on how you process it. Funny, we're doing a retreat called Changing the Narrative this weekend. And one of the things that we will be talking to the people about is, what does that look like for you? Like, if you change the narrative, how would your life look different?
Mm-hmm.
What would your relationships look like if you change the narrative?
Mm-hmm.
Many of us need to change the narrative because we're pushing people away, and we're hurting people. And for me, when I was deeply steeped in the taking things personal and making assumptions, it absolutely was pushing you away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Listen, the thing that has hurt me the most in my life has been the saying, if it walks like a duck and it talks or quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
Yeah, I hate that quote. I used to love it,
I
but
used to
but that
like,
ain't the truth all the
but
time.
it's not the
No.
truth.
Mm-mm.
If sometimes it might be a lion with laryngitis and a bad limp. Like, I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
because I pride myself. I kind of wear it as a badge of honor
Mm.
that I have great discernment.
Mm.
And you can't pull the wool over my eyes.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, I can see a charlatan, a shyster a
Oh,
mile away.
Lord. Yes, he does. And listen, you do have great discernment, but it's just those moments where you're off. Why is that hard for you to be like, okay, I'm off? That's the challenge for you.
Because we have a friend
Mhm.
that if they have to admit to that thing, then what else is wrong?
Mm.
If I admit I'm wrong here,
Mhm.
then that means I got to examine all of everything else and decide whether or not I'm wrong or right or wrong.
But do you?
And I'm unwilling. I have heretofore been unwilling to experience that reality that, oh, I'm not right all the time.
But do you realize you just put pressure on yourself? Because the reality is all you have to do is sit in that moment. You don't got to go down and say and now
Oh,
examine
I'm just saying.
everything
I'm
else.
just saying. I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
that is the mindset or mentality. Like, if I'm wrong about this, then what else have I been wrong about?
Mm-hmm.
Will I be wrong about something in the future?
So now the next question is, what's wrong with being wrong?
That's a good question, and I didn't come here for all of that. Don't be analyzing me.
We're
Yeah,
just having a conversation.
don't you
We're
switch?
helping the people
You
learn
switch.
how to
No,
talk.
you switch.
See, this is what you
You
do. You
switch.
ask questions,
You
guys. When we
switch.
say don't
You
make
went to
statements.
you put your
No, you want
therapy
me to. You
your
said
therapy hat on.
I'm just. I mean,
You put your coach hat on. You put
I put my Ezra Kenegdo hat on. I'm your Ezra Kenegdo.
yeah,
Hey, your Ezra Kenegdo.
yeah.
What's wrong with being wrong? It's okay to be wrong, y'all. And that's been a weakness for me.
But look, as I can only speak for me as a husband, as a father, as a man. Like it's too many people counting on me being right. Like if I'm giving advice to my sons, if I'm guiding us in a particular direction, I can't afford to be wrong. Because what that wrongness means is I've now potentially done damage to my family. And that's a hard nut to crack. Like this is past, there was a point in time where I was irresponsible. But when I became responsible, when I started actually thinking and caring about the decisions that I was making, oh, this got to be the right decision. So that's really one of the reasons why it takes so long for me to make a decision. Because I'm like, ooh, if I get this wrong, then we wasted this money, we wasted this time. I've guided you all in the wrong direction. I've put you in danger. Like when we had the house fire, there was a point in time that I paused and was like, is that what I think it is? I had to, in that moment, make the right decision. What if I would have been like, oh, it's nothing? When we met out there in the upper loft area or whatever, if I'd have been like, oh, it's all right, you hear that? I hear that. Yeah, but maybe it's something outside. We could have been even in greater danger than what we were already. So I got to make decisions sometimes in a moment that help to make sure that our family is in the best possible position. So my discernment, right? I will point to my discernment. My discernment helps me with that. My discernment is what drives that. So the same person, the same thing.
Yeah, I hope you laughing for the reason why I want to laugh.
So the same person that says we got to get out the house now is the same person that said I don't feel like doing this podcast. Same person, like same, right? So it's like, oh, now I got like I can't trust myself all the time. But you said something that I will think about and resonate with, that have resonated with me, and I will move as a result of that. And it's like you can't be right all the time. You can't. Now we want our pilots to be right all the time.
We absolutely do.
Right?
Yes.
Period. But
let me ask you something.
In this emotional space, yeah, we want you to be right with your checklist and making sure blah blah blah. But in the emotional space, in the personality space, in the human space, you have to give yourself a break, and other people.
Let me ask you this, and don't rush to answer the question.
Don't be using my stuff against me.
Not two things. Do you think that your not wanting to be wrong can be laced in ego? And the second thing, honey, your discernment, it is not Shannon. It's a gift that is given to you. You'll never not have something like that go on and you just go back in the room. That's just not how you're wired. You'll never be wrong about, it's just certain things you're just not. That's just not who you are. So to be like, oh, Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. Like I see it in my brain, but it's just like that. The best way I can just say it is that is just who you are. Stuff like that, I never would worry about. It's more so the when it comes to your discernment, where you need to question, it really is more about the emotional stuff, not how you guide Jelani and Khalif, how you guide our family now, how you guide our family. It's not that stuff. It's the emotional stuff. So that's tied to your triggers and things of that nature.
Hmm. I received that. I received it. Hmm. The things that resonate with me most about um, the four agreements is all four. Like, you just can't go wrong. Like, I was sitting here thinking as we're talking, and it's like, man, you make assumptions off of this discernment that you have. But what happens when you're wrong? Like, how, even if you do make an assumption,
Mm-hmm.
when you realize that you're wrong,
Mm-hmm.
like, what do you then do with that?
Mm-hmm.
What do I do with my wrongness? And I have to be willing to,
Light bulb moment. Light bulb moment.
you having a light bulb moment?
Light bulb moment.
Are you raising your hand like you want to?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Is your being wrong? Are you connecting that to you not being a good person? I can almost guarantee you. I can almost guarantee you are connecting your wrongness with something being wrong with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
Yes. Yep.
I can see that.
I've been with you 30 years. I see the patterns. You have to stop connecting it because it ain't got nothing to do with something wrong with you.
Well, that's where don't take anything personally comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how are you making this about you? That's
Mm-hmm.
that's the one
Mm-hmm.
thing that
Mm-hmm.
in when I was in the Army at basic training, and I would see the recruits breaking down
Mm-hmm.
because the drill sergeant was yelling at them,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, how are you taking this personal?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't even know you to be caring about you in that
They say
way.
your butt hurt.
They yelling at everybody.
Mm-hmm.
They not just yelling at you,
Yelling at everybody.
but how is it that you are taking it personal?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have to, when people do things that hurt you,
Mm-hmm.
you have to be willing to look up and I mean evaluate the situation. And this is microsecond evaluation,
Mm-hmm.
millisecond evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
You have to evaluate, did I do something? Did I say something? Am I wrong in this situation?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be willing to do that immediately and then make the adjustments immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Because for you to make it about you, when you're at your job and your boss is ramming and they're just on one that day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's that got to do with you? Now you making decisions and you're making assumptions, creating these narratives,
Mm-hmm.
and then now it's not a thing that you create the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Creating the narrative is not the most interesting part of this equation.
Right. It's
It is
mm-hmm.
now that you created the narrative, you start living and
Yeah.
making
You start treating
decisions
people off.
based off of the
Mm-hmm.
narrative
Yeah.
that you have created that you made assumptions about.
Mm-hmm.
And you made those assumptions because you were taking what was being said personally, and it had absolutely nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife coming home and disgruntled and snapping at everybody, snapping at the kids, snapping at you. Well, if you know you didn't do anything wrong,
Mm-hmm.
or you didn't know you didn't do anything to deserve this kind of treatment,
Why you gonna match that energy?
why are you even thinking about matching the energy?
Yeah.
Why are you thinking about anything other than how can I serve you? Because you clearly in a bad mood.
Mhm.
That's the only thing you should be thinking about.
That.
Unless there's some kind of physical
Mhm.
thing, damage, or physical confrontation, or if this is an ongoing thing,
Mhm.
it doesn't if it doesn't happen, if it happens regularly, then now we're talking about abuse and
Mhm.
some other things, right?
Mhm.
But if this is, occurs just in normal human life
Mhm.
occurrences, why are you taking it personal?
Mhm. Yeah, I hope y'all really sit with what Shannon just said. And so many times we have this mentality of not wanting people to get over on us. We really do get butt hurt. We get all in our feelings, and it's just all the whole focus is about your feelings and how they made you feel when they're feeling a certain way too.
Hmm.
I saw this video, and it was a huge walkway in New York, a four-stop walkway in New York. So it's a massive square, and just like hundreds of people are just walking, and it had words over each person. And so it said, getting a divorce, just got fired, parent died,
Like as a
lost their
bubble, like
dog, a
floating over
bubble
them.
floating.
Mm.
And that thing was so doggone profound. And what it said was, people are literally dealing with things that you have no idea about. But yet and still, we're going to take things personal when we get a certain energy from them, instead of exploring, oh, okay, what is this about?
Mm.
Before I respond, let me ask what this is about. And like Shannon said, he was like, your spouse comes in and they got attitudes and they're throwing stuff around. You in love could immediately quench that energy. But what happens is we max that energy. Now we have two people with attitudes. And now the whole house is just emotionally disrupted. And so we have to get to the point where we realize that our spouse, our children,
Mm.
they're out for 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours in a whole other world, being controlled by people all day long, being bullied and feeling pressure to fit in and all the things. And then when they come home, we expect them to not have an attitude. Get your face together. Why you got an attitude? As if their life is just, they should just be happy about their life because what? Because you put a roof over their head? Because you put food in their bellies? Like, no, there's a whole emotional world going on inside of your children as well. Right? There's a whole emotional world going on inside of your spouse. If we adopt the mentality of, excuse me, let me explore, let me see, and this is something that I definitely can do better, is asking more questions. Like, what's going on? Did something happen? Simple question. It ain't that deep. Let them tell you what's going on before you just immediately respond off of their energy.
Mm.
It just is not worth what happens and the damage that is done over time. These actions of making assumptions, not being impeccable with your word, um, continuing to get defensive and taking things personal, over time, it will wear your marriage out. It will wear your kids out. It will wear your relationships out. And it's not worth it. We have some questions. Um, Darrell, how can I be vulnerable when people have hurt me so much though? How do we take a leap of faith? Um, being vulnerable when people hurt you, you have to use your discernment and wisdom in those moments, right? There are people who hurt me, and so there's a level of vulnerability they just they don't get, right? So that doesn't mean that I can't be kind to them. If we are ever in each other's presence, I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to look crazy at you. I'm not going to do no crazy looks and have no attitudes. And I was just actually, Shannon and I did a retreat, and somebody had an added serious attitude with me. They don't like me. And I did not do anything to them. I did something to them, but it wasn't to them personally. They just took what I did personal, but it had nothing to do with them. I did not hurt them in any kind of way. Anyway, um, so it was interesting because during our session, it was a retreat. So there were other speakers there. During our session, they literally were on their phone scrolling the whole time. When the other people came up, they were all involved and ha ha he he, right? But I spoke to them. When we were doing an exercise, Shannon and I were doing an exercise. They were laughing during the exercise, and I was laughing right along with them. I acted as if they didn't have any issue with me. I'm not going to feed that energy. A close family member, I would send text messages, hey, just letting you know I'm praying for you. I love you. Happy holidays, happy birthday. Sometimes they would text back. Most times they wouldn't. Got nothing to do with me. Right? And so now I'm not picking up the phone, calling and like, man, why won't they talk to me? No, I know they're not going to talk to me. Right? So there's a certain level of vulnerability that I will give them, but I control that. And there's a certain level that they will not get because that will hurt me. I keep getting rejected. Like, I don't mind sending a text letting you know that I'm praying for and I love you because I'm doing that for me. I'm not doing that for you. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be able to say to yourself, okay, this is what I'm willing to give. This is what I'm not willing to give. And how do you take the leap of faith? Either you operate in faith or you don't. Faith ain't a leap. Faith is a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. And how do you grow in faith? That's your walk with Christ. That's your personal walk with Christ, right? That's you seeing all that God has done, looking back, right? I can look back 55 years from the day I came out of my mother's womb and see how God has been with me. How do I not have faith? It's a lifestyle for me. Right. Did you see some questions over there, baby?
I didn't.
I did.
No,
So.
I didn't.
Oh, you did.
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't.
See, I can't take that personal.
I did. I said I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to address this question of vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
Like, really, vulnerability is a choice.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite like forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter whether people are um, willing to return it or be as vulnerable with you as as someone else, anything of that nature. The, if you're going to be vulnerable, it's because you're choosing to be,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a scary place to operate.
Mm-hmm.
That's a scary place to operate because you're giving people more control than you might realize.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you, Nina. Mm-hmm.
that's just not worth it.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. So, listen, guys, this has been really a great conversation. Um, Thank you for joining us on this episode of Love X, and I'm in my feelings.
Are you still in your feelings, honey?
I'm not in my feelings. The Holy Spirit has allowed me to work through that, and I'm so thankful. And I just have to know and keep in my mind and be reminded that hey, the 4 agreements, you gotta be impeccable with your word. You have to not take things personally. You have to not make assumptions, and you have to always do your best.
best.
Listen, guys, thank you for joining us. We look forward to you on the next episode. And until then, I am your host, Shannon Austin.
And I am Shirley Austin.
Peace,
Peace,
y'all.
y'all.